If no one sees you as a threat, it means you're not strong enough. If no one talks behind your back, it means you're not outstanding enough. If someone is taking advantage of you, it means you have value. If someone isolates you, it means you're strong enough. If someone imitates you, it means you are charismatic. If someone slanders you, it means you are too prominent. If someone mocks you, it means you have unique thinking. If someone confronts you, it means you are superior to them. If no one sees you as an enemy, it means you're not important enough. If no one sees you as a threat, it means you're not strong enough. If no one talks behind your back, it means you're not outstanding enough. If someone is taking advantage of you, it means you have value. If someone isolates you, it means you're strong enough. If someone imitates you, it means you are charismatic. If someone slanders you.
Ready for Revolution. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Ture Muhammad. Let's unmute them mics and love on each other real quick. It's been a long time, many of us. Come on, let's get some energy in the room. Ready for Revolution. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Who we got
Hey,
out here?
family.
It's
Hi,
necessary.
family. Peace and
Peace,
blessings. Afro
family. It has been a
blessings.
long
Hello.
time.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
everyone.
Hello, hello.
Uh,
Hi, everybody.
hey, Danielle from Cali.
Um,
All right, folks. So I'm going to mute everyone to get through this, and then, we'll chop it up. But what I want to do is give the full context as to why this session was called. I think that's very, very, very important to note. So give me 1 second here. All right. So clearly, we've missed each other. More so, missed the news and information. On Monday, there was a release put out, and that release was put out by Quinn Emanuel, the trial lawyers, Quinn Emanuel, Urquhart, and Sullivan, LLP. And that release, which you see is on the screen, says JOSIP HEIT and GSP Germany reached settlement with state securities regulators. Now, this was a very big, a very huge announcement. And so let's move it forward. I'm going to give you the people saying they can't get in. They should have been on time. All right. I'm recording this just so that we can make it available to folks. Okay. There's no secrets here. Everything's out the bag. The jig is up. Okay. JOSIP HEIT and GSP Germany reached settlement with state securities regulators. Now, what does that actually mean? Now, the news is provided by Quinn Emanuel, their offices, and that's them there. And in case you just need to know who that is, let me just tell you. Mr. HEIT hired them upon the beginnings of the cease and desist in several states within North America and territories in Canada. So I'm going to pull up this, which is included in the news release. Quinn Emanuel, Urquhart, and Sullivan LLP is a 1,000 plus lawyer business litigation firm, the largest in the world, devoted solely to the business litigation and arbitration with 34 global office locations. Surveys of major companies around the world have named it the most feared law firm in the world 3 times. Firm lawyers have tried over 2,500 cases, winning 86% of them. When representing defendants, Quinn Emanuel's trial experience gets better settlements on defense verdicts. When representing plaintiffs, Quinn Emanuel lawyers have won nearly $80 billion in judgments and settlements. Quinn Emanuel has also obtained 7 9-figure jury verdicts, 4 10-figure jury verdicts, 51 9-figure settlements, and 20 10-figure settlements. In closing this portion, Quinn Emanuel has been named the #1 most feared, quote unquote, law firm by the BTI Consulting Group 3 times in its annual, quote, most feared law firms in litigation, end of quote, guide, in which in-house counsel named 46 firms that they want to steer clear of when it comes to litigation. The American lawyer named Quinn Emanuel the top IP litigation firm in the United States, and the firm as one of the top 6 commercial litigation firms in the country. The UK legal periodical, The Lawyer, named us, meaning Quinn Emanuel talking, International Firm of the Year. Law 360 has most recently selected us as having banking, class action, international arbitration, and trials practice groups of the year. Managing IP twice recognized us as having the best ITC litigation practice and honored us with the Patent Contentious West Award. Legal Business has named us Litigation Firm of the Year by Juve, Germany's most prestigious legal publication. Global Investigations Review, a leading legal periodical covering white-collar investigation, named us the most impressive investigations practice of the year. Global Arbitration Review named us the 3rd best arbitration practice in the world. Global Competition Review named us antitrust and competition practice among the 25 global elite and has included us in their list of the world's top 10 competition litigation practices. That came from the offices of the Quinn Emanuel. Do you think Mr. HEIT is playing when he brought these folks forward? Now there's a post circulating from Monaco, Mr. HEIT and his team in Monaco this week. And this post, I don't necessarily know if it came, it said 23 minutes from, but I don't know exactly when it came. But in it, and it's very hard to read here, but if you go to JOSIP HEIT, JOSIPHT, you'll find it in Instagram and you'll find it along Facebook, I believe. But I'm going to do my best to encapsulate what was said here. He was thanking the community that remained and had faith in him. He was also helping us to understand that he understood what kind of position we were all in. But he promised to lead from the front when necessary. He led from behind, but when it came time to fight and get in the fight, he came to the front. He said, because that's what leaders do. In this post, which I don't know when exactly it came down, he said, sit down and eat some popcorn for the next 2 weeks, you know. And if this came in relation to the information from the release, let's go through the release right now. And I'm encouraging you all to get the release. Okay, not everything else that you Google. There are more than 30 different platforms that secretaries of states and state departments and so pundits have put out throughout North America. You can Google and you'll find it everywhere. And you may find this. But let's go into the meat of it. Joseph HEIT and GSP Germany reached settlement with 8 securities. I don't know why we're unmuting here. I don't even know how that's even possible. Give me one moment, folks. Okay, so, and if people are trying to reach you all talking about they can't get in because it's locked. I left it at the 100 cap instead of increasing it, but I didn't see a need to do that. Okay, so Joseph HEIT and GSB Germany reached settlement with state securities regulators. Law firm Quinn Emanuel announces resolution and regulators in Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, and Texas. New York, Joseph HEIT, the chairman of GSB Gold Standard Corporation, AG, GSB Germany, and certain affiliated companies, brands, and platforms have reached a settlement to resolve the civil investigations of U.S. state securities regulators in Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, and Texas his lawyers announced today. Under the terms of the settlement. Now, these next three paragraphs are very important to all of us. Under the terms of the settlement, Mr. HEIT and the GSB entities will consent without admitting or denying any violations of law or that any product offered by the GSB entities is a security to cease and desist from offering or selling unregistered securities in the settling states. Terminology is important. Next, as part of the settlement, the settling states will withdraw all prior allegations of fraud or dishonest practices, said Avi Perry and Alex Spiro, partners at Quinn, Emanuel, Urquhart, and Sullivan, LLP, who served as counsel for Mr. HEIT and GSB Germany. Now, when it says as part of the settlement, the settling states, meaning those security exchange commissions, secretaries of state, those that were affected or impacted by some of the SECs, right? The settling states will withdraw all prior allegations of fraud or dishonest practices, meaning they can no longer declare us being anything other than what we were and are. Okay? Now, here's the big one. No monetary penalties will be imposed. No monetary penalties will be imposed. Instead of Mr. HEIT and the GSB companies, Mr. HEIT and the GSB companies have agreed to refund all eligible U.S. customers in the settling states. An independent claims administrator, Alex Partners LLP, will accept claims from customers to determine eligibility for compensation. More information about the claims process will be publicized soon, and I'm sure we'll go over it again before we close out, and we'll all be able to converse with each other. We welcome this settlement, said Joseph HEIT, chairman of GSB Germany. We are committed to refunding all eligible customers through the claims process. Our customers always come first. Protecting the brand, our reputation, and our customers is our top priority. Since the start of this matter, our goal has been to reach a settlement that serves our customers, Mr. HEIT added. As chairman, I am proud of this outcome. We cooperated fully with the U.S. state investigations, and we are working with our attorneys to ensure that any future U.S. business complies with all applicable legal requirements. I think you might need to hear that one more again. We cooperated fully with the U.S. state investigations, and we are working with our attorneys to ensure that any future U.S. business complies with all applicable legal requirements. This settlement, which includes no monetary penalty and withdraws all allegations of fraud, is an important milestone for Mr. HEIT and his companies, said Perry and Spiro of Quinn Emanuel. We are pleased to bring this matter to a successful close with a multi-state resolution. This settlement will become final upon conclusion of the claims process. In addition to Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, and Texas, other states will be given the opportunity to join the settlement on the same terms. Okay, now that was important to note. Number one, because there are other states and territories affected that weren't named in the immediate. They were not named in the immediate for whatever legal strategies that they felt were reflected. But I want to show you something else in relation to the releases that are going on around the country. Like so far, I've seen maybe 15 of them. But one thing I want us to be clear on is that when you have a settlement, both sides have a particular take on the outcomes. And the secretaries of states in different states within the United States and attorney generals are putting out statements, all of them basically saying the same thing, because it's a space-saving mechanism. Now, it's not big to go into, but I'll share with you this. Do you know how much money they possibly spent in launching these investigations that halted our activities as an entity for almost 2 years? Do you know what kind of expense they put out? Do you know how many guarantees they made to people who they were trying to get to turn over out of fear and manipulation, only to find that nothing would stand up? So you got to find a way in this election cycle to put out a statement that makes you relevant to your masses, because it's not about who's president. It's not about who's vice president. It's all about who can execute in this country. And they need a measure of face saving, and that's okay. That's the game they signed up to play. But it has no bearing on what we claim victory over in regards to the outcome, as stated by Mr. HEIT, the conglomerate, as well as his legal team. This is the other thing I want to share with you. That was a personal, personal joy to myself. Mr. Dalco, Mr. Nate Hines, Miss Jeanette Hines, Tanisha Glaspie, Ruel Milson, the rock star, Brian Cromley, Steph McNeil. So many of us were named in these allegations. Only 3 people in the entire attack the Secretary of State Department demanded monetary compensation out of. 3 people. One was Joseph HEIT. One was Mr. Michael L. Dalco. And one was Brother Eric Ture Muhammad. We're the only 3. To the tune of $500,000, $500,000. And before this was settled, I had to appear before the Secretary of State of Georgia by way of subpoena. And I told them very clear. I asked them, did they know anything about hell? Meaning the condition or the place that subscribed to folks. I said, it's always called hot. It's always called full of fire. It's talked about with unbearable heat and all that good stuff. That's hell. In my closing comment, before I turn my backs on you, I'm going to tell you this. It will be a cold day in hell before you get anything out of me, so much as a dime or as little as a penny. This fight that you're trying to fight is a false fight. It doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the God that backs us. Now, you can take it or let it alone. I'm done with your stuff. And I was done. And I had a meeting later on with Mr. Mike Dalco and my wife and his wife, and we sat down and I told them all what went on and what happened and how they showed up and how they tried to show out, but how you have to have backbone and grit. When you know you stood on something that's worthy of truth, stand on the truth. Be proud of where you stand. Okay, so enough of that. Let me come to this and we're going to open it up. Secretary Raffensperger secures returns of funds of Georgia GS Partners investors. Georgia Secretary of State Office released this. Now, Texas released theirs. Alabama has released one. Arizona has released one. Other entities have released different things, and there are going to be more. There's also going to be those pundits, folks who are trying to save face as well, because not only is the Secretary of State Department's attempting to save face, but so are all of our detractors who gave them false information in order to launch the case. We've been called everything but a child of God in this opportunity. That's not my necessary point here. But the victory, I just want to show you how far it extends. Okay? Because in this announcement, and I'll give you a part of it, you can find it. None of our names are mentioned anymore. None of our names are mentioned anymore. So that's my personal joy in victory. Because there are opportunities I was a part of while all this was going on that I had to back away from because they even threatened to tie those entities that have nothing to do with GSP, had nothing to do with Wealth Builders Worldwide or Wealth Builders Global, had nothing to do with any of these entities, and they tried to tie all of it to me. So where I was very prominent on other opportunity platforms, I pulled back. I pulled back because I knew it would be a greater harm to everyone else involved and would derail, literally derail their activities in this state. And it could have a snowball effect, could have had one. So I backed off. I backed off because I knew we would be the winners. You understand? So, Mr. Secretary claims the securing of return of funds for Georgia GS partners and investigators, and they all follow the same script. And he says Georgia, a core member of the working group that investigated this entity, took part in the action which began in October 2023 that looked into the actions taken and investments offered by GSB Group. Reported investments were tied to digital assets and metaverses, including G999 token, a digital asset deployed on a proprietary blockchain tied to physical gold, XLT vouchers, a digital asset purportedly representing ownership interest in a skyscraper, and investments in a so-called staking pool in a metaverse known as Lydian World. Their investigation also focused on the alleged sale of Elemental and Success Series certificates, whereby purchases were allegedly incentivized through gamification to continue to add more and more principal to their certificates to unlock variously passive income features, such as the payment of weekly or monthly or passive income. Well, it did. We did everything in GS Partners that GS Partners purported, and we secured. The mics are unmuted, folks. If y'all just want to shout, feel free. But it was important to share that all of them took a concerted effort in an attempt to derail, to vilify, because they were trying to get ahead of something. I'm gonna give you a little history and tell you where we are after this. After we go through whatever questions you might have. Okay. Number one, when these entities came into existence, regulation in those spaces did not exist because we were doing something that had never been done before. And it signaled a threat to conglomerates that knew that America and the Western Hemisphere were the last to even embrace blockchain technology, last to even embrace cryptocurrency. Now, every bank in America, in North America, has a crypto wallet because the value of the dollar is bust. They were ordered to produce one by December 1st, 2021. They produced it and activated them in 2022, and it was all done in silence. But you can find all the information on it. You can Google that, right? So the digital wallet space is where things are. And because they were not aware of it and they were sort of blindsided by ignoring the facts, then they strove to thwart the effort, humiliate, crush, and defeat it, and create fear, stoke fear in the general public. This is a common tactic. But almost everyone they went after in this period, in this time of this age, has literally defeated them. How many of you remember Ripple, XRP?
I do. I remember it.
I
They
do.
attacked the coin and tried to claim it as a security. And where it was approaching,
I do. I remember in
yep,
XRP1.
right. And when they was soaring and gaining tremendous traction, and millions of people were buying millions of coins, that was moving money out of the centralized system. So they got attacked as a security. And for 2 years, or close to 2.5 years, that coin couldn't garner a tenth of a cent. Then they won. They won the case against them. And many of us, me included, didn't know any better. We just sold off what we had. And the coin skyrocketed to $4, $5, $10 a coin. Y'all might not ever see me anymore. The amount that I had that I sold off. Okay. But they won. Binance, the most decorated, celebrated, and now commissioned and licensed exchange, didn't start out that way. They were the only ones in the game, so they were allowed to do a lot of things globally. And they got hit with cease and desist activities in countries, including North America, if they didn't play ball, if they didn't open their books, if they didn't pay their fines. They knew they couldn't afford to play that game because others would step into their place. So what did they do? They were the largest. What did they do? They paid the fine. They paid $4 billion to come into compliance with the Security and Exchange Commission, the most powerful watchdog globally. They have a reach that stokes fear in people for stocks, for bonds, for annuities, for securities, for market spaces, marketplaces, whether it be crypto, whatever it is. They have that power, that leverage. It wasn't worth the fight. So they gave up the $4 billion to maintain prominence in the world. Folks, that's a victory. You may not see it as a victory, but we don't know how much money they had. It's just like when it sounds sort of sidebar, but Michael Jackson was accused of doing things, and he only wanted to concern himself with the music. So he gave them $30 million just so he can concentrate on the music. Same sort of principle, you know. Okay. Now, Ripple, Binance. How many of you heard of Blockfolio?
I have.
I
I do.
Yep.
I have.
Blockfolio,
I
I have.
yeah. Blockfolio was associated with a company, a 3-letter word known as FTX. And you all know that. Mhm. And all the sensation they made over locking them down and locking up this fella, and they're still trying to figure out where the rest of his money is. Do you know in the meantime, the investors got their money back? And y'all know that?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't know.
Because the sensationalism was designed to stoke fear as the West tried to catch up and get up to speed. Think about this now. The dollar globally is the most accepted currency in the world. Venezuela said, we don't want it no more. Take Bitcoin. 7 African nations took Bitcoin as their national currency, and it's just a matter of a vote. in a few of them. When you know that you're losing your place in the world and much of it was an illusion, now you have to find another way to create a greater illusion. Y'all know my father, Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael. He said, remember, they don't tell a lie some of the time, they tell a lie all the time. And whenever they're caught telling the truth, it's a result of a double lie. It's proving itself. So, who that they sought to punish, who can they claim victory over? No one. No one. And there were other entities that got caught up in the fray because it was a blanket move. But unfortunately, those companies, which were very good companies, didn't have the capital to fight or hold their position. Novatech was a great company. It truly was. And that money was coming so fast, it was frightening a lot of people. Not quite as fast as ours, but Lord, oh Lord. Anyway. But they ran out of money. They couldn't sustain that fight. I'll give you a recommendation that was given to me by Dr. Tyrone Best, my mentor for life, before his passing. He told me and told others, watch the Showtime series known as called Billions. Any of y'all ever heard that? Of Billions?
No.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
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 Billions, it'd be good to binge on because he's told me that when you go and watch that, you'll see how they're coming, you'll see what they're going to do, and you'll see why they can't win. They'll just change the game. And everything that he said was true. Everything. It was a script written for where we or what we encountered. It's flat out truth. So we're going to go to questions. I'm sure there's some questions related to those who might have filed for refunds and want to know where that process has gone. And I can talk a little bit to that. But the letter, the release rather, from Mr. HEIT's team really explains it. So you need to get a hold of it and parse it every bit of the way and expect an announcement from them very soon, as to how this process will play out. I see a hand. Sister Janelle, great afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Brother Eric. Thanks for pulling this call together and, giving us this update based on all the circulation that I'm sure most of us on this call have seen. The question that I have is regarding the refunds. I mean, with this victory that we're now claiming, I guess the next question is, where do we stand in terms of the certificates, the Olympus certificates primarily that have come to realization? And as leaders, what is it that we can say with this victory that we have, myself included? Just want to know where we are in terms of this celebration, this news that we got, and where do we stand? What does this actually mean now that we've gotten this victory?
Well, it's twofold. That also opens up another question. We don't know where we stand on it yet because the settlement compliance team, which is mentioned in the release, is the one that's in charge of all that. And they said those activities will come soon. We'll know more about it. So the refund is easy to assume, oh yeah, we'll get the refund of what we did and whatever we left there, we'll get the rewards that come with it. That's a safe assumption, but it may not be altogether true. I don't know, and we don't know until they come forward with the information. And that speaks to everything, the certificates, the Lydian world, everything. And then the other side of it is there are people who filed for refunds. Some of them received them, some have not received them yet. And that's a whole different compliance team. One is being built for the settlement, and one is handling or adjudicating, whatever you call it, the refunds that were orchestrated prior to reaching settlement. Those may possibly still be two separate entities. Okay, If you filed for it and they responded and you accepted the terms of the refund, then it's a good possibility that whatever happens now at this point doesn't apply to you because you accepted the refund. And there's no harm or foul there. Don't feel any kind of way. Don't feel like you missed out or lost out or anything like that. Okay? Know and understand that this was a process that none of us saw coming, and we held out. Those who felt that we could hold out, we held out. Others that couldn't hold out, they went as long as they could. Others who had lost faith in the project, they went as far as they could. All those things are in play. So I don't know, if you did not accept the terms, then you're still in play for the reward from the settlement. If you accepted the terms, chances are you're not, but we don't know until they come forward. Now, here's the other thing. There are rules and terms or conditions that we have to meet that I don't know what they are, that we have to meet in order to qualify for the refund. Some of us had things there. This speaks beyond the realization of certificates, but some of us had certificates there that we were withdrawing from, getting incomes on. Well, all that has to be factored in, I'm sure. Either way, we're going to know much sooner than later. It won't take the year and a half or 2 years that almost that it's taken. So that's where I believe we all want it, Sister Janelle. I'm going to
I
encourage all,
appreciate
you. I encourage all of you to read the letter. If you can't, release.
I appreciate that. I just know that there were a couple promotions, like the fast forward is supposed to be effective for this month, coincidentally, as we've gotten this news as well. And then a lot of us, as we know, have money that's sitting out there that we were not able to access as far as our weeklies. That's separate and apart from any refunds. So I'm just trying to see what's going to happen with
Yeah, we won't know.
the doors being opened and, the newsletters, they keep on referring to a back office. None of us have access to that. So it's just a little bit of the language that's spoken and what we actually have access to in order for us to kind of keep up to date.
Well, if you remember the newsletter of June, the June 17th newsletter, they told us flat out they could not publicly speak to our situations that are under cease and desist. And they were still running
Agreed.
as a conglomerate.
Yeah.
So those questions were going to be there because they couldn't speak to them. Now
Yeah.
we might have a different, not might, we're going to have a different reality because there's a different take on it. But those,
Understandable.
yeah, and I appreciate you and all of you who strove mightily to keep encouraging your teams that are willing to stay together. Question from Brother Hezekiah. Brother Eric, what if you did not, I lost it just that quick.
I think it was what happens if you didn't file for a refund and you didn't do anything?
You're going to have to explain that a little better, Brother Hezekiah. Can you unmute yourself? Glad you're here, by the way.
Yes. How you doing, brother?
I'm Rich. How you doing, brother?
I'm hanging in there. Well, my question is, suppose you didn't file for a refund, and when all this came about, you just froze everything.
When you say froze everything, you mean just stop your activity, your personal activity?
Right.
Well, everything that's considered your holdings were held and maintained by GSB. So that would mean, theoretically, that you qualify for what's about to come down as a result of the settlement.
Mm-hmm. But I'm also in the state of North Carolina.
Right. All that's going to come. You read the letter, or if you heard the letter, or go back and read the letter. It says all other states affected will follow the settlement.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like a winner.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Hey, Sister Evelyn.
Thank you.
I miss you all too. You're welcome, brother. Good to hear your voice.
All right. Same here.
Anyone else? I want y'all to stick around because I want to show you what I called in the subject of this, the next opportunity. I want to show you what many of us are doing that feels like GS Partners in some respects. It's not certificates or anything like that, but it is SEC licensed. We're the only one in the world SEC licensed, and I think it affords you a little more security if you just take a look at it. So stick around. Anyone else?
Yeah, hello.
Brother Raymond E. Carmichael.
How's it going, brother?
Be
Family?
rich. How you doing, brother?
I'm rich too, I think. I'm rich in so many
Absolutely.
ways, so many
Absolutely.
levels.
Absolutely.
I've got a question. With regards to the GSBD-Swiss.tech and the Swiss value sites, obviously because it's been really unclear to me what business they've been able to conduct outside of the United States with regards to the cease and desist and all that. Obviously transferring ownership of or selling ownership of the certificates to Swiss value and all that sort of thing. There's been zero information with regards to who's operating that, who's holding that, who's driving that. I don't know if you've heard anything from other leaders on
Well,
other continents.
it's all because everything was under litigation. So
Okay.
as we move forward now, all of that will become clear.
Stick. So exciting.
Anyone else? Thank you, Raymond. All right.
Hello.
Did someone say something?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can, Mr. Bates. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I have a question now. What if you apply for a refund and I'm in Missouri, so it haven't got to our state yet, but all this information wasn't known? Can we cancel the refund application and participate in the future rewards and bonuses?
I have no idea at this point. They're going to have to make it known because there's two separate compliance firms. And if you accepted the terms, then you might just have to email compliance there at gspro.network and see if you can get any traction that way.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, I'm going to move to this presentation, folks. You're welcome to
Brother
stay.
Eric, I'm sorry. Before you transition, Robert had a question he wanted to ask, even though my name is up there.
Okay, come on, Brother Robert. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, brother, and I appreciate your explanation. But what I got from the settlement is, although there was no admission of guilt or no penalty, it was what GSP doing? Is it definitive that they could go back and sell the certificate in the cease or assist, or the cease or assist will forever be in place?
The cease and desist is over.
So now, although that's over, you could go in your back office and look at your certificates and see where they're at.
We can't do anything like that because the agreement was to turn everything back over to us as the investors or participants in the group. So it has no plans technically of coming back to North America. So the activity of it would never be ours. You follow?
Yes, sort of. So they agreed, basically, GSP or the chairman agreed that no charges or anything. He doesn't have to say that he's guilty of anything, and he's not being charged of anything, and he doesn't have to pay any monetary penalty. But
And the other side says what in the same letter? It's on the screen. As part of the settlement, the settling states will withdraw all prior allegations of fraud or dishonest practices. That was put on our accusers.
Okay.
So it wasn't that we avoided admission of guilt. We had nothing to be guilty of. Everything that we did was absolutely upright, upfront, and legitimate in the conglomerate. They could not prove otherwise.
Okay.
So they had to give it up. So understand the settlement It has two sides. How does the accuser save face? Many of you have been involved in lawsuits or litigations before. When you accuse someone else of being a thing and you lose, who does the penalty fall on generally? It falls
The
on the
accuser.
plaintiff,
The accuser.
on the accuser. That's right.
Take
So
it, shoot.
here a settlement was reached because understand, if you're not made to pay any monetary penalties, none will be imposed. How about all the money that was spent by your accusers to shut us down? They spent taxpayers' money, good money, hundreds of hours of so-called investigation, hundreds of hours of hotel rooms and whatever else they did. You know, all kind of
Emotional trauma.
right. So just think about that. So all that they spent out, they have to save face because it's the taxpayers' dollars. Remember, they were up against the most feared litigation firm in the world. There's a reason for that. So this is a victory on our side. Now, how it all plays out, Brother Robert, we won't know until they come forward with the plan.
I'm gonna get the router.
Right. So on this, everybody basically
Hold one second. Hold one second. Go ahead, brother.
on this agreement, basically everybody save face on both sides.
No, in this agreement, they saved face on their side. We were able to stand on our non-admission, meaning we said not guilty. That's what we are. It was about big bank takes little bank. Who has enough money to survive? A multi-billion-dollar conglomerate sort of made it happen. Okay, and so it's not a matter of faces saving sides. It's about commitment, you know. And what was Mr. HEIT's commitment? His commitment was to make sure we got our money. The first thing he did was move it from the GSP and the GS Pro networks to a space where nobody can snatch it, freeze it, anything like that. When you moved it off of those spaces that were under cease and desist, it allowed it to grow and function in another space. Now, when you couldn't see it function any longer, yes, it raises questions, but the fact that they were there speaks volumes to his commitment to his customer base, to his community. So that was the first move we made, to make sure it was out of their way. Then the agencies had to dig. They weren't just digging in North America. United States and Canada, they were digging in South Africa. South Africa was under cease and desist. Several areas of Europe are under cease and desist. He made sure all the assets were moved first. His reputation is everything to him. So that's where it's at. Can we know better?
Brother Eric, I know Canada was on it and the UK was on it. Does anybody know if the Caribbean was also on the cease and desist as well?
I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sister. Anyone else? All right, folks. Muting all and moving to what I wanted to share. And we'll start right.
There are a lot of institutions out there using the most powerful financial force in the universe against you financially. No wonder most people are broke.
Yeah. Here we go. You see, I got where I am because someone reached out a hand. Help me to stand, be an independent man. Because I'm standing on the shoulders of a giant. The shoulders of a giant, y'all. I'm thankful.
Hey there, YouTube. Myron Golden here, and this is the third video in the Get Rich series. I did one on it's easier for you to get rich now than ever in human history, history and mystery of wealth. I did one on the millionaire cash flow formula. I did one on the virtual millionaire formula. So I guess this is the fourth one. Anyway, third, fourth, who's counting. On this video, I'm going to show you how to create legacy wealth, how it's possible, like liquid millionaire formula. That's what I call this. I call this like the liquid millionaire formula. I showed you the cash flow millionaire formula before. I showed you the virtual millionaire formula. This is the liquid millionaire formula. I know before I get started, just so you know, I didn't forget what I said before. And some people say, Myron, are you talking about a get-rich-quick scheme? And I would always answer, well, you better hope so, because you're not going to be here long enough to get rich slow, right? And I showed you the video before, and the other video before, wealth is measured more in time than money. And if two people make $1 million, like if you make $1 million, are you rich? The answer is it depends. What does it depend on? It depends on how long it took you to make it, right? And so if it takes you, if you make $25,000 a year for 40 years, at the end of 40 years, you made $1 million. Are you rich? You're not rich. Why are you not rich? You're not rich because it took you too long to make it. But if you make that same $1 million in a year, are you rich? You are. You're 40 times richer than a person who makes it in over a 40-year time period. If you make $1 million a month, are you even richer? You are. You're not richer because you made more money. You're richer because you made the money faster. But the wealth creation that I'm going to talk about today is not rapid wealth. It's not the fast wealth. It's not going to be the leveraged wealth that you get to really, really fast. This is going to be the legacy wealth. And this is one of the most important plays you need to add to your mix. And that is you need to figure out a way to get the most powerful force in the universe when it comes to financial freedom, like the most powerful financial force in the universe working for you instead of working against you. And that financial formula is called the rule of 72. What is the rule of 72? Well, the rule of 72 states if you take your rate of return and you divide it into 72, whatever your answer is, that's how long it takes for your money to double, right? So most people don't know this. This is why this right here, what I just wrote on this board, is one of the reasons why it is absolutely a terrible idea to save money. You have to invest money. Saving money is not enough. So what do you want to do? You want to make sure you get a high enough rate of return on your investment. So let's say you put your money in the bank, and let's say the bank's feeling generous this year, and they say, we're going to give you 3% on your money. You divide that into 72, and the answer is 24. So if you can get 3% per year, you divide that into 72, your money's going to double every 24 years, which means if you start with $1,000 and you invest it at 3%, well then in 24 years, you're going to have $2,000. 24 years after that, you're going to have $4,000. And 24 years after that, your grandchildren are going to have $8,000 because you ain't going to be here no more, right? So just understand this is how it works. Einstein said that compound interest is the most powerful financial force in the universe. Myron Golden says, any financial principle that you don't know and you're not using, someone's using it against you. So if Einstein is right and Myron Golden is right, if we're both right, and you don't understand compound interest, that means there are a lot of institutions out there using the most powerful financial force in the universe against you financially. No wonder most people are broke. So what should you do? I'm going to teach you a concept that millionaires use. Y'all ready? It's called flip the script. That's a millionaire formula? Oh yeah. So what you do is you take this and you make them trade places. What does that look like? That means if you can get 24%, divide that into 72, now it only takes 3 years for your money to double. So now your money's working harder for you. 24%, when you get to double-digit returns, we call those millionaire rates of return, right? So now what you got to do is like, I got to figure out where I can get these millionaire rates of returns. Now, if you want to get multi-millionaire rates of return, instead of getting this 24% per year, figure out how you can get this 24% per month. What's that look like? Well, if you can get 24% per year, your money's going to double every 3 years. If you can figure out a way to get 24% per month, your money's going to double every 3 months. You say, Myron, you can't get 24% per month. Oh, you can get 24% per month. Is it likely you're going to get 24% per month? Nope. Is it possible to get 24% per month? Yes, if you have the skill level. And this is why it's so important for all of us to become, if you're not already, to become a perpetual learner. You got to figure out how to make your money work harder for you. I submit to you that for many people watching this video right now, the reason you have to have a job is because your money is unemployed. Now, if you put your money to work, then maybe, no, not maybe, for sure, you won't have to work that hard. Well, what if you put your money to work to the tune of 24% per month? That means your money would double every 3 months. So if you counted the months, month 1, then month 3, then 3 months later would be month 6, 3 months later would be month 9, then 12, then 15, then 18, then 21, then 24, then 27, and then 30, and then 33, and then 36. Now, let's say with this illustration that you start with the same $1,000, right? You start with $1,000. You never put any more in. You never take any out for 3 years, 36 months. 36 months is 3 years. But you start with $1,000. How much do you have in 36 months? Here's what some people say. Well, $36,000. Some people say, well, you'd have $100,000. Some people say you have $300,000. Well, let's see. You're going to double this money every 3 months for 36 months. So how much money do you have? Let's see. You take the $1,000. You have $2,000 in month 3. You have $4,000 in month 4. You have $8,000 in month 9. You have $16,000 in month 12. Anybody want to change their answer? Okay, well, let's keep going. You have $32,000 in month 15. You have $64,000 in month 18. You have, oh, it's about to get juicy here, $128,000 in month 21. And in 2 years, you have $250,000, $256,000, which means you have $512,000 in month 27, and you have $1,024,000 in month 30. You have $2,048,000 in month 33, and you have $4,096,000 in month 36. If you can consistently get 24% per month for 36 months, and you don't ever take any out, you don't ever put any more in, you start with $1,000, you have $4,096,000. Now, here's the challenge. Here's the challenging part. Now you got to figure out, how can I get 24% per month? And the answer is, I don't know. You have to look. Are there ways to get 24% per month? Well, there are ways. There are some people who invest in markets. There are some people who invest in the commodities market that do this. There are people who invest in the options market who do this. There are some people in the stock market. It's going to be a lot less likely, especially if you're doing long-term buy and hold. But there are strategies that you can do with your money. You could become, now you're not going to get 24% per month, but even if you got 24% per year, you'd have $4.6 million in 36 years. That's a whole lot better than what most people got going on, because most people can figure out how to come up with $1,000. And if you figure out how to come up with $1,000 and you can start putting that money to work in different investment vehicles until you find the vehicle that's going to give you the best return, you could be on your way to creating legacy wealth for your family. Some of the people in the past who've created wealth, they've created so much wealth in such a short period of time because they made their money in the right economic era in which they started out, right? They made their money in the economic era in which they were in. But then what did they do? Then they applied the money that they made to this formula. Hey, what's going to happen for some of you? There's some of you watching this right now who are millionaires already. And here's the problem. You might have $3, $4, $5, $6 million sitting in the stupid bank in a stupid checking account. Do you understand what a checking account is? Do you have any idea what a checking account is? A checking account is an account where you loan your money to the bank interest-free. And then they go loan that money to other people and back to you and charge you for it on a credit card. That doesn't make sense. Why would you loan your money to the bank interest-free? Why not do with your money what the bank is doing with your money? Why not do with your money what the other financial institutions are doing with your money, instead of putting your money in the bank and hoping that putting it in a certificate of depreciation, deposit, that's what they call it, certificate, a CD, right? That doesn't make any sense. Figure out how to get your money working for you, because I've got news for you. If you don't remember anything else I say, remember this, and I'm going to end on this. If you don't remember anything else I say, remember this. Either your money is going to work for you or it's going to work against you. Either it's going to work for you and against the system, or it's going to work for the system and against you. Now, what you got to do after watching this video is decide whose side you want your money to work for. In the meantime, in between time, I hope you like this video. You say, Myron, but you didn't tell me where to get 24% per month. Go find it. Go find out where you can get 24% per year. Go find out where you can get 12% per year. Go find out how to get a better rate of return on your money than you're getting with it sitting in a stupid checking account. Start there. And the more you make yourself understand financial principles, the more financial principles will be made available to you. All right, hope that helps you. In the meantime, in between time, stay blessed by the best. Peace out, Cub Scouts. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, don't forget, subscribe, like, make a comment, share, and all that other YouTube-y stuff. All right, peace out, Cub Scouts.
Very simple solution, folks. I want to introduce you to Traj Technologies Limited. It's a real-world tech situation, a circumstance where all of your happenings are happening in your wallet, whether you keep them in your pocket, your purse, your man bag, whatever you utilize. We show you this opportunity because it speaks volumes to what we've grown through. All right. Many of us came through the first opportunity, a gold opportunity, and then regulation came up and snuffed it. Then we came into the crypto space with blockchain leasing and things of that nature with GSP. And then regulation came after because we were ahead of the curve. Now we're in a space that we've grown to. If we were able to survive all that, now you're in a space that carries all the regulation already as a result of what came before it. And it makes us here for a long run and substantial earnings. I want to direct you to trajtech.com, www.tragepech.com, and you can learn about the entity there. You can learn about its founding. You can learn about its operations. It's a technology company, and it has a tremendous upside on the investment element. Now, I will share this. Trading in financial instruments, including but not limited to stocks, currencies, commodities, and cryptocurrencies, involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Any opinions, news, research, analysis, prices, or other information contained on this platform or provided by our representatives is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. We will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from the use of or reliance on such information. Please remember that past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results, in accordance with the requirements and regulations of the Marshall Islands Register of Corporations and the Commission. You're going to learn about the legalities here as you answer these questions for yourselves. Number one, do you want more money than you have right now? Number two, do you know 3 or more people who want more money than they have right now? And if your yes is to any of those, then the question is, do you have $100 or more to get started right now? You see, timing is everything. You heard it in the presenter just now. And we're working in the age of money, the new age of money, in the age that the money was designed and created for. That makes us early adopters, first advantage movers, and it puts us in the way of the movement of money. Where will money flow to next? On your screen, you see at your upper left, Chief Executive Officer of Traj Technology, Mr. Michael Holloway. Below him is Global Market Director Simon Lee, and Marketing Director, which I did a misspelling there, Marketing Director John C. Okay, there's a corporate mission and a corporate vision. And if any of you have ever been a wealth builder, you'll be able to relate. The corporate mission, democratizing access to wealth creation in the digital economy. Education, empowerment, and innovation for financial independence. Transforming lives and contributing to global prosperity. As the vision, empowering global financial freedom. Empower every individual with additional income streams and digital asset expertise. Drive positive social and economic change on a global scale. Those are the corporate visions as well as the corporate mission of Charge Technologies. Now, is it sustainable? We're getting all this out the way right now, folks, before we move into the money. Yes, sustainability is the consistent availability, and that's what we have in the arbitrage opportunity. This is an arena where the crypto market is worth more than $1.95 trillion. And the trading volume is over 92.5 billion, 24 hours each day, 7 days a week, with opportunities to exchange 6,950 times per minute. I want you to think about that because there's 60 minutes in an hour. 6,915 opportunities per minute. And we can't move that fast as human beings, but coupled with the promise of blockchain and artificial intelligence, it's allowing us to move faster, minimizing loss. Now, we're licensed with giants. Charge Tech is a licensed entity incorporated in the Marshall Islands with the Marshall Islands Register of Corporations. We are incorporated under the same jurisdiction as Binance, Bitfinex, Tether, and Tron. The Marshall Island Register of Corporations is the office responsible for overseeing and the registration and regulation of various types of business entities, including corporations, limited liability companies, partnerships, and others. It maintains the official registry of business operating with the Marshall Islands and ensures compliance with relevant laws and regulation governing business activities. On top of that, Charge Technologies is dedicated to leveraging the forefront of technological advancements to revolutionize the financial industry. Here's the embracing part. Charge Tech is an SEC, that's United States Securities and Exchange Commission, registered offshore licensed trading firm, deeply rooted in the ethos of innovation, driven by a relentless pursuit of excellence. Through our proprietary software, algorithms, and systems, we meticulously formulate, construct, and deploy advanced digital algorithms designed to identify and seize upon trading and arbitrage opportunities across a diverse array of trading platforms. Through our unparalleled expertise and unwavering commitment to innovation, Charge Tech has established itself as a leader in the realm of financial technology. It's a real-world proof of concept, and it's the world's only system that works in your wallet. Now, in case you just need to know what arbitrage is, I want you to think wholesale and retail. That's probably the simplest way to do it. You know, when you buy something low to sell it high so you can make a profit, that's arbitrage, folks. So in this space, arbitrage is where we take the buying of an asset in one market at a low price, and in another market, we resell it for a higher price, earning us a profit. Okay, that's how that system works. And with the artificial intelligence, it has 6,915 opportunities per minute, which will allow us to not only sustain profit as a company, as an entity, but it also affords us a tremendous affiliate program. And you're going to learn about that straight away. I'm going to ask the questions again. Do you want more money than you have right now? Do you know 3 people or more who want more money than they have right now? And if your answer is yes to any of those, then I would think it behooves you to get a hold of $100 and get started. This thing keeps me giggling all the time, folks, because I'm on a rebound like some of you may be. I'm gonna take time. This is sort of unorthodox, but those of we maintain posture for the promise. I know you weren't alone in your suffering. I know I suffered. You know, I pulled all my children out of college, and I was paying $15,000 a year on each of them. I pulled them out. We nearly lost the home. I had to minimize the care for my brother, who is bedbound with cerebral palsy and at close to 70 years old. He needs around-the-clock care. He had that under the other opportunity. When that halt came, eventually I had to come up with another strategy. And I want to take time right now to publicly thank God and appreciate my brother Randy Love. who came to me in my hour of need. Brother Alex Best, who came to me in my hour of need. Brother Al Murray, who came to me in my hour of need. I'm still in need of repayment to them for what they've done. And now we have the vehicle by which we can realize all that all over again. I want to show you just how powerful this thing is. Arbitrage dividends. Arbitrage operates out of 6 packages. Sarge Technology has 6 packages. The minimum investments are listed on the screen for each of those packages. There's a $100 investment. There's a $200 investment. There's a $500 investment, a $1,000 investment, a $5,000 investment, and a $10,000 investment. You qualify for all kind of incentives and payouts on any level that you come in on. The return is 36% on $10,000. That's a monthly return. A monthly return on $5,000 is $28. A monthly return on 500 is 20%. I'm sorry, I'm reading it wrong. $1,000 gives you a 20% return. A $5,000 gives you a 28% return monthly. 10,000 gives us a 36% return monthly. 500 is 12%, 200 is 8%, 4% on $100 monthly. And wherever package you come in, it also opens you up to additional levels of dividends and income, additional to what you're doing with just holding your money. You're getting paid to save your own money, as my partner Dwayne Taylor says. You're getting paid to save your own money. I'm gonna say it one more time. This opportunity, you're getting paid to save your own money, and you're getting paid daily. What do these look like on a daily basis? Let's start right here. The T100, a $10,000 investment. You're not recruiting. You just place it in an arbitrage wallet, and you are assured a daily return of $120 daily. What does that mean? That means at the end of a month, that's $3,600. If you do nothing else and you just keep that money building there, you don't reinvest it into the wallet. You just have the 10,000 in and just let it work on its own. $120 a day. At a month's end, that's $3,600. In 3 months, that's your $10,000 back. That's $10,800. In 12 months, you will have grown to $43,800. All this accumulative off of daily earnings, daily earnings, daily earnings. If you want to grow the opportunity even further, you can take your earnings daily and you can compound it back into your balance in your arbitrage wallet, and it continues to grow at the rate of increase that you signed up for by just securing a package. Then you have ranked dividends for those who are looking to build this as an opportunity, share with others, or create a family model that keeps all of your economy controlled under one roof. So think about this. I have a wife, 10 children, $6,000, and a grate. For those who are of age, they can have their accounts open and it earns every single day. My brother who's bedbound, he has an account every single day is only earning now, which will eventually go back to his 7-day-a-week care, or rather, he has 7-day-a-week care, but around-the-clock care. Children can write their own ticket back into school by just letting the money grow. How does it work? You deposit in crypto, which is USDT, a stable coin, but we work on the Tron network. This is the only crypto we work with. You put your deposit in for whatever package you get, and when that money arrives, then you move it to your arbitrage wallet to start the earnings residually. The dividends are paid out of one wallet, which is known as a dividend wallet, and other dividends are paid back to your USDT wallet. The withdrawals in the USDT wallet is instant. You can pull it out just like that. Any withdrawals from the other wallets, they take 2 days, meaning today plus 1 day, or withdraw, I'm sorry, today plus 2 days, right? And then you have what's known as a privileged wallet. This is a non-transferable wallet where it handles promotional credits for arbitrage and other things that you'll be afforded. On every level that you qualify for, you earn a percentage from. So just think about it now with your packaging. You do come in at $100, you earn 12% on everybody you sponsor. You earn 12% on the activity. You get the $200 package, you have 20% coming back to you from the two levels. 8% on level 2 as well as 12% level 1. You increase the packages, you increase your level payouts. This is an amazing opportunity, folks. And you see yourself earning $1,280 a day, you can in this example. Just think about it. Client B has $500 USDT investment in his arbitrage wallet. He is on package T5. That's the $500 package, and he's entitled to 4 levels of dividend. So imagine as it operates on all those 4 levels, you can find yourself earning $1,280 USDT daily. And again, as I mentioned, all withdrawals are instant in the withdrawal side of the USDT wallet. If you leave it in that wallet, you can withdraw. Fees are set at $5 USDT or 3% of withdrawal amount. Whichever one is higher, that's how they make their money, or that's where they relegate their fees. So it's a very easy, simple program. I just want to share it to you in that brevity. And if it had not been introduced to you before, then you want me to not want me. If it has not been introduced before, just get back with me if you have an interest, and we can work, rock, and roll together. There are people who thought enough of you to bring you here to this opportunity. You might want to keep your same line of succession, coming from GSP, coming from that dynamic. All is welcome and all is understood. And lastly, I know that we have and had a good thing in GSP. And many of us got a taste of what it was, and it spoiled a lot of us. But you might want to position yourself with your $100 or more in Tranche Tech, because when that money comes back, it's going to need a home to work for you. With that being said, I hope you found some favor on what I had to share with you this afternoon beyond the announcement. You're welcome to unmute or ask any question that you might have. The floor is open.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Eric.
Wa alaikum salam.
Brother Jay here from Connecticut.
What goes on, Jay?
What's good, fam? Great. Yes, I was blessed, brother, to be introduced to Traj. I'm just here to support what you're saying because I'm having personal experience. I am getting paid daily like clockwork. It is the best thing since sliced bread as far as I'm concerned, and it is a way to free your entire family. Just need to feed money. You come in with $100, you'd be surprised just by opening your mouth, sharing this opportunity, how your money will begin to grow. It is an excellent company, and those of you listening that have not been introduced to it, listen to Brother Eric. We'll take care. Peace, my brother.
Brother, and that's Ty serious. Believe that. Thank you, Sister Kathy. I got your info. Thank you. Anyone else? It's the Dorcas Clark. Evening to you, Queen.
Good evening, Brother Eric. Thank you so much for taking my call. I so enjoyed this presentation on Traj technology. I just have one question.
Sure.
What is the privilege wallet? Because you kind of went over that really quickly.
Right. The privilege wallet is an incentive wallet. That wallet applies to trading credits you might have earned as a result of the AI working for you, or credits regarding promotions, different activities. Those will be put into that wallet. These are things where you can see you might have contest earnings that they're not transferable. So they'll go right there so you can keep account of it and utilize it accordingly.
Okay, so the privilege wallet doesn't have anything to do with what your initial level is that you come in at.
That is correct.
Okay, yes,
Great
our
question.
money from GSP, they're definitely going to need a home.
That's right.
So let them be nestled in the Marshall Islands. I think that's a good plan. Thank you, Brother Eric.
Thank you, Sister Dorcas. Thank you. Anyone else? Floor is open. Brother Keith Hollins Muhammad. Great afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, sir, brother. Fantastic, phenomenal presentation. Quick question. You might have already asked it. I'm not sure, but now answered it. Are you gonna? Was this recorded?
It's recorded for those who could not be here. Yes.
Yeah, because I missed quite a bit. I couldn't get in. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Anyone else? So those of you who have business partners that could not get on the initial part in relation to GSP, that has been recorded and it will be available to you all. And I'll make sure that you and your team leaders know the links to where to get it. Okay.
Thank you.
And we thank you. You know, I wasn't going to increase the room because this is not a concert or a show. If we were able to get here on time, wonderful. But if not, we understand that and we're proving it by accommodating you. Everything is out here wide open now. We ain't got nothing to hide. There's no talking in secret.
Yeah. That's right. Let's go.
Look, let me tell you something. I used to put out a sign. I used to get chastised over it by Mr. Dalco years ago. I used to put out this post. You never see wanted posters with from Evil West is written in wood and they have a character of the person they're looking for and they have a reward thing on it. Well, I would take that plaque and I posted wanted new haters because the others have now become my friends. And that set folks off, you know, and he reached out to me and said, brother, it's a true statement. You just need to, you know, finesse it a little bit, have a little more tact. It was true. It was true.
Thanks for everything, Brother Eric. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Queen. So, folks, it's been I'm sorry. Sister Renee, great evening to you, ma'am. Or is that Rennie?
And great evening to you, Brother Ture. This is your cousin Pinky from another mother. How are you?
Oh, not Pinky. Girl,
absolutely.
How you doing?
All the way. I'm doing wonderful. I'm holding it together.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, we just got to keep on keeping on. I'm going to be looking forward to listen to the recording so I can hear the real meat of this, so I can, you know, be able to share it with others and get the information for myself so I can see what's a good fit. So thank you so much. I appreciate Brother Tony Gray for sending me this information, although I couldn't get on. Yeah, but I'm glad I thought to come on in at this.
Yeah, TX will make it available for you. Tony's a good man, good leader.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Queen. Boy, I miss seeing you.
You as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? No, I won't, Brother Wayne. I won't be able to post the recording link here because the recording is still going on. Once it's processed, I'll make sure you get it. Is that Wayne Thompson? I'll make sure y'all have it.
Brother Eric.
Yeah.
It's Pastor Pamela. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for pulling all of this together to let everybody know in terms of what's going on with GS Partners and what has happened, as opposed to, you know, they getting out word out there and getting misinformation and misunderstanding it and thinking, okay, now my state got to go do the same thing in my state because it's not listed, to let them know, you know, in terms of this settles everything in the United States. And so all we have to now just continue to be patient and wait on to let us know what the steps are moving forward. So thank you for doing that and giving us the link and bringing us all together. And then also thank you for sharing charge with us once again. And so because it lets us know what we can take and do with our money once it's available to us, and what was on our platform under
Absolutely.
was trying up under there. And so I'm quite sure we're moving some of that over here. So
Yes.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, dear sister.
Yes,
Thank you. All right. I just sent my email address in the chat. I want you to get a hold of it. If I don't have a direct contact for you, email me with your request for the video. But please put your full name there and phone number so I can verify who's who. Fair enough? That's fair, isn't it, folks? Just
fair enough, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, I put my email address there. Just provide your full name and your phone number, how I can reach you. And once we confirm conversation, you will absolutely get a hold of the recording.
So one question.
Yes.
One additional question. For those who have are leaders and have people who tried to get on and couldn't get on because it was their capacity. Carolyn said she got knocked out somehow, Carolyn Barnett, and Brenda couldn't get on also. But I did tell them that there was going to be a recording. So should they reach out to you to get the recording, or are you going to give it to us to pass it on?
Well, I'm going to give it to you all to pass on, but those who might have missed and aren't in your reach or scope, they have access to the email.
Okay, thank you.
You'll definitely you'll have it today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Brother Tony, your hand was up, and then I saw Brother Brian Lewis. Brother Tony, are you available still?
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Eric.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, sir, beloved. I just want to chime in and just say thank you, for your servant leadership and for your, just being able to stick to it and keeping a positive attitude through this whole ordeal. And you have just been a powerful inspiration to me. And I just want to, acknowledge that and to say that the race is not to the swift, neither to the strong, but to those who can endure to the end. And we have endured. And I just want to thank you. Like I said, you have been a beacon of hope and light in a dark hour. And I just want to thank you for your leadership, sir. And to say to all of us, we have persevered. And sending a special shout out to my big brother, Frankie Beverly, because we feeling happy feelings right about now about what's going on. So thank you again, and may Allah continue to bless you, soldier. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How's your dad doing?
Pops is doing pretty well. He's struggling with some health challenges, but other than that, the spirit is high, and he's maintaining by God's grace and mercy. I'll tell him you asked about him.
Please do. I'll be in Chicago. He's in Chicago with you. He's not in St. Louis, is he?
Yes, he's in Chicago. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, I'll be there in a few days. I'm gonna get with you and him, of course, Fred Moore and his dad. And, I gotta make my rounds. Well, Lorenzo got to get to the zoo, so I'll be making my rounds soon. Thank you.
Please do, brother.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Zoe. Hey.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Brother, is your username Global Wealth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay. I got it. I'm straight. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
No, I'm saying I got it. I just want to make sure. I was just confirming it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'll be hitting y'all up soon. Brother Brian Lewis, you still here?
Yes, sir. I just want to show my respect and honor, sir, and salute. Let's go, family.
Absolutely. I want to thank you all for finding favor on my petition for us to come together. With that being said, y'all unmute your mics, love on each other, and I'll see everybody on the next live stream or wherever that is. Cece Mahone, I see you out there. You thought I didn't see you. I see you, bigger sister. Love you much. Come on, family. Y'all unmute your mics and love on each other, and we'll see each other next time.
Alaikum.
Everyone, love you, miss you all.
Love
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, brother Eric.
Peace and prosperity, family.
Don't forget it, y'all.
Always. Always. Love you, family.
We rich. We rich.
Love you.
Peace, family.
Thank you, Brother Eric.
Eyes rich.
Thank you, Brother Eric.
Eyes rich. I like that. This is all, family. Forward.